Welcome back, Sinner. Once again, you find me recording this very much later than usual. I will try and break this habit, as I don't like it. But it does at least mean I get to give you a full picture of my week, which isn't always the case, you know. So, what have I been up to? Well, I've been on a bit of a trying spree, Sinner. I have been actually trying a few new games. Dead by Daylight, and been playing more For Honor as well. I wanted to see how I felt, and I've actually started to get respectfully okay at the game. For Honor, that is. Dead by Daylight, I've won a few matches as Survivor. I've done respectable as a killer. Huntress mainly. I'm still getting used to the game. But honestly, I've liked playing it. I like playing it with other people even more. I will say it's a game that I think if I got to play with other people, I would love it even more. I'm not saying it's a game I'll be playing on the regular, I must confess, but I'm not against it, to be honest with you. I'm really not against it. So, I suppose I've been doing a bit of that, really, and otherwise I've been just figuring out what to do next, really. Because I don't know if I'm fully feeling Total War at the moment. My fixations are going elsewhere, but I've not found a game that's like caught my eye and maybe go, ooh. Except for one. But it's not out yet, and it might not be out in time for stream. That being Dawn of War Remastered. Honestly, I've wanted to play Dawn of War's campaigns for a while, but I could never really get the games working on this computer. So, the idea that I can play all the campaigns, especially the really good ones like Winter Assault and Dark Crusade rather. I love the idea of that. And the game being at its peak as well, like, and modding being supported on it too. The idea of modding it with all the really cool mods, Ultimate Apocalypse, that kind of stuff. Oh, let me tell you. Oh, Sinner, let me tell you something. I love the idea of doing that. I had a lot of fun playing Ultimate Apocalypse. And I'm welcome to try other mods, honestly, it doesn't have to be Ultimate Apocalypse. But Ultimate Apocalypse added the Tyranids. And I really am looking forward to seeing what modders can do with the 64-bit architecture, which, my god, that's an improvement. The game couldn't even use all your RAM, by the way. It had 2 gig RAM usage. That's it. So the idea that it can use more than that now? Incredible. Incredible. So that's what I've been eyeing up, and I've some old school 40k, and I love that shit. Like, you have to understand, some of the artwork they produce now for 40k is still really good and feels 40k, but a lot of stuff they do at the minute isn't as well, and it's hard for me. Because I got into this 40k when things felt really gritty and kind of grimy and nasty, you know? And some of the artwork still reflects that, but it feels like it's only just now coming back to that side of things again, slowly. It's like they've been scared off from it. I don't quite understand it. There's this feeling, right, that, you know, they have to go away from this stuff, that they have to, you know, take a step back, and I don't know how I feel about that. I want the weird stuff, in a way, but I want it to feel right for the setting, right? I want the brutal imagery of, like, Drukhari covered in skin fighting Astartes who are like walking temples. You know, their aggressive looking armor tearing through Xenos. I want, you know, Tyranids facing a desperate final charge from Black Templars or Imperial Guard holdouts. You know, guns screaming so much that the barrels go red. You know, I want a charge of coordinate berserkers just unleashing hell on a world. As many of their own dying as the people they're coming for, but they don't care. I want that stuff. I mean, Horus Heresies give me a bit of a taste of some of that. It's why I painted my Solar Auxilia to be so grimy and kind of action. You know, I want them to look like they're burning a world away. You know? I want that sort of stuff, so seeing that classic look in a game, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it so much. And like seeing a game with like all the Necrons in and Tau and all those races that don't get much of a shot. Dark Eldar as well. All those races that don't get much of a shot actually in the game. Honestly, it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, the only sad thing is obviously some of the more like rubrics and that kind of stuff aren't in the game, but mods can fix that. Mods can definitely fix that. So that's a little bit something I've been looking at. Otherwise, I've been doing a bit of painting again. As you'll probably already see by the time this video goes up, the Heavy Sentinel is all done. I'm very pleased with it. I had some frustrations in the building process, but I managed to work around it, and I've produced a really cool model with some nice customizations, a bit of kit bashing. It's one of the most kit bash models I've done, other than a Dreadnought I have. Though, I'm a little annoyed of how that Dreadnought turned out, because I fuck up legs a little bit. I fucked them up. So he's not standing quite nicely. So the next Dreadnought I do, I'll try to be a bit more careful with it. Maybe hold off gluing stuff until I need to. So I would like to do a Contemptor. Be it for Word Bearers or maybe even the World Eaters. If I did World Eaters, I may even get the upgrade for them. The reason being is it works just fine still, because it's such a minimal thing. Because they didn't go crazy with the ornamentation of it, just a big old World Eater symbol. And that's fine, because they don't need anything crazy. I think the minimal ornamentation's fine, and I think a Dreadnought has more than earned the right of a bit of ornamentation, frankly. So, that's, some stuff I've been looking at. I've been half considering my Solar Auxilia force, whether I mix in some World Eaters. I was considering Iron Warriors, or Word Bearers, of course, which is the original intention. And I still maybe one day will pick up some of the Mark II jump pack guys and convert them to Ashen Circle. This is assuming by the time I get them that, I'm still interested in the idea, and if they haven't made Ashen Circle in plastic already. If they do, then duh, I'm going to get them. They just look cool. But that's on the hobby side. As for the stream side, as I say, I'm in the trying phase. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with everything, It's kind of a strange feeling that I just don't know what I want to do. I suppose, in a way, I've accidentally gone variety for a bit, which I guess lets me try things, and to be honest, I think, especially if it's something that, you guys like and have an interest in, then, well, I think that's fine. Because, for example, Dead by Daylight, quite a few of you guys were interested in it. A lot of you joined me, which was really fun. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. I love that I have a game that people in my community want to play. I love that. I love that we can just have fun, even if I'm sucking at the game, because I do suck at it. I'm not going to lie. For Honor, I'm slowly getting better at, but it's taking time. It's taking time. But I'm slowly getting there. Then, I suppose the question of when something happens for Total War, will I come back to it? Short answer, yes. At least for a time. I love Total War. I love Warhammer. You know me. I'm a big fan of it. So, I will come back to it. I will be on the return as soon as things happen with it. As soon as there is a point where, things are coming about. I will be back for it. Don't you worry about that. I'll be back in force, because at the end of the day, there is a lot I thought to do with the game, and a lot of factions I've barely really touched. And honestly, the new factions as well should add some spice. We're in a bit of a drought at the moment, though, and I'm feeling it a little bit. So I've stepped away. I've stepped away, and I have, for lack of a better term, I have been... What's the word I'm looking for? Cautiously optimistic about the future. But I am looking for things I want to try. Like I say, Dawn of War, when it comes out, definitely going to be playing the campaigns for that. Have a lot of fun there. Stormgate, I don't know if I'll stream, but I will definitely cover it a little bit in some regard. I'm considering a review. Whether I sit down and review it. Earnestly say whether I recommend you buy it or just get the free version. The beautiful thing about Stormgate is you can try it for free. So there is that. You can tell it's a Blizzard game, I will say. You can tell the hands that made it were former Blizzard. And confirmed Blizzard and confirmed did stuff at Blizzard. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. But you can tell. You can very much tell. So it's got its quality, finally. So it does. It took its time to get there, because I must admit, the game that I first saw was terrible. Now it's a lot better. So I'll probably play a bit of it today, if anything. After I've done recording this. And editing, of course. And then we'll see how I feel. Now, something I can't discuss now, but I might be able to discuss later, is I'm finally going to have a little meeting with somebody. Yes, someone who works with a lot of content creators themselves, and thus has a lot of interesting things to say. And they are hopefully going to be able to guide me a little bit in some angle I could improve on, because I do want to get better, but I feel like I'm struggling with direction. As such, if I can sit down and improve myself, in a way, then I think that's better for all of us, right? I think that's a lot better for you. I think it's better for me as well. Because at the end of the day, if I get better at being a content creator and doing my best, then I can give you the best. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I hope you agree with that. So, hopefully, I will have found a direction. I'm sure I will. But I'll keep you posted on it. Now, is there anything else I think that's relevant? As I've already mentioned, 3.0 is going to be rigged, and hopefully, I believe October is roughly when it should be done. Not got a definite when, but October is when it should be all done. Though I will confirm some timings, because there was a bit of confusion early on, so I'll just reconfirm that. But the old prediction was like late September, like the latest point of September, like right at the end. But I'm saying October. I think October is a more fairer bet, and it's a lot of model, plus the pet. So these things take time, there's going to be adjustments, all that. So as soon as we have that sorted, I will let you know. Obviously, I need to get used to Vbridger as well. I need to make sure that Vbridger works for me with my setup, and works in a way that I can actually make use of it, because obviously there is a small worry that I can't for some reason, so I'm going to see if I can't iron out some kinks, and there may be some delay once it's done because I'm ironing out some kinks on the Vbridger side, getting used to it, making sure that I can use it, that it's set up for me. There's a lot of bits and bobs I've got to do with it, so bear with on that one. But hopefully, all being well, October will be ready. And other than that, Sinner, there's not much else to say for now, but what I will say is I've realised I need to make sure I have these days off every now and then. I think it's important. I've realised for a while now, I have been just hammering away at myself, and just working like a dog. And the problem is, to be honest, I'm wearing myself out a little bit here and there. I'm not giving myself rest time, and I need to be careful of that. So you may see every now and then, a bit more often, I take these rest days. I take rest days, I'll still be doing bits here and there, but these rest days I think are important for me, because it lets me get back into swing of things, but also just switch off a little bit, because I'll be honest, if I don't switch off, then it's rough. I'll say that. It's rough. But, anyways, that all being said, I'm going to go off and make sure this is all beautifully edited together and enjoy the rest of my rest day. Do take care of yourselves, Sinner. By the time you're seeing this, it'll be Tuesday, so almost mostly for the week. Don't worry, it'll fly by before you know it, and Thursday will come around and we'll be able to yap in person, in a way. Until then, have a good evening, good day, good night, whatever time it is for you. If you've liked today's video, please drop a like, maybe even a subscribe if I'm maybe some old. You could dislike it too if you want. Button's there if you need to, use it. Either way, please feel free to comment as well. Let me know how it did. Did you like these? Do you hate these? Do you want to ask about something completely off topic? Who knows? Drop a comment. Until next time, I've been Baron Zuckerbrell, your Cyber Angel VTuber. Until next time, ta-ta for now.